What's up, it's Cinema Shogun here, and it appears that Britney Spears is responding to that TMZ documentary that came out the other day by posting a cringe-forced video of her loving on her husband, Sam. Isn't it funny that Sam is often nowhere to be found? You don't really see him that often. Britney's constantly by herself, spitting and spitting. Just spitting and spitting all around. No Sam in sight. Just a spinning, twirly Britney. And all of her Fashion Nova Forever 21 outfits. Britney just twirling everywhere. No Sam in sight. No family dynamic. No husbandly, no relationship type dynamic is present on Britney's social media accounts. But as soon as someone calls into question her relationship with Sam, as soon as someone questions, hey, maybe their marriage isn't going so good, of course, they push out this forced video of them making out with their eyes open and them loving all over each other, just totally the exact opposite of everything that we usually see from Britney's Instagram account. Usually she's acting single with her tits out, going crazy, you name it. But now, of course, that people are questioning, hey, what's going on with Sam? Y'all must be struggling. There must be something wrong in your relationship. He's never there. He doesn't even live with you anymore, hardly. Now it's, oh, here's Sam, everyone. Sam, oh, my Sammy boy. Sammy, Sammy, Sammy. So I find it hilarious, it's forced, it's awkward, it's random, and it is damage control. If someone's spreading lies about you, you don't have to run damage control. You run damage control when people are telling the truth. So I view this as complete and utter damage control. It's so cringy to me because it's the exact opposite of what we usually see. If her and Sam are usually all romantic and cuddled up and living this, happily married life, you would think that you would usually see that, but you never see that at all until, of course, someone points out that you never see that. Well, she also had something to say. She had a lengthy caption on Instagram that I want to read here with you all today. And by the way, I know that a lot of Britney fans, they used to congregate in her comment sections so they could share their thoughts and opinions on whatever is going on with her. Obviously, her team or her, they've turned off the comment section because she keeps getting exposed and caught in lies and you name it. So they've turned off the comment sections and a lot of people are looking like, where can they go to have this conversation? Feel free to have those conversations down in the comments below. That's really one of the only reasons why I continue on with my coverage of this woman is because I know I have a lot of subs, a lot of supporters who are really interested in the story. And I know that in many ways they kind of feel homeless right now because no one knows where to go and congregate where they could safely talk about Britney Spears without the Yas Queens attacking them for their opinions. You're always welcome here. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I really love hearing your thoughts about this because in a crazy world where everyone seems to support this nonsense, it's always nice knowing that there are sane people out here that can view what's wrong. So even if it's something to do with Britney that isn't necessarily to do with this video, drop your observations down in the comments below, because I would love to hear them and other people would love to hear them. But let's go ahead and dive into what she has to say. Considering what happened to me during the conservatorship and how hard I work every day to be a better person since it's been over, the concern and just effort on TMZ's part of being the trashiest news channel for news, damn, I'm flattered. These men, who I have no idea who they are talking about me as if they have any right at all to do so. My girlfriend called me and said, because I know you, I was laughing at these men and what they were saying. But she also said it was really disturbing how incredibly conniving and foolish it was. The media has always been cruel to me, and most people probably wouldn't even comment on it, but I do think some people might believe this, and I care. I almost feel like my life in the business has always been that girl at school who was bullied and laughed at. But in my case, there is no superior person to set it straight. My dad was supposedly the one who was supposed to protect my mind and heart from things of this matter, but he was the main one who was secretly loving it. I think some people are wanting to hear my story, either through a book or what have you. I've had to stop a couple of times. It may take a year, maybe longer, who knows, to share my story. My great-grandmother told me two things that I will never forget. People come here for two reasons, either for a lesson or a blessing. And she said, "Dear sweetheart, the real key to happiness is to forget every effing thing that ever happened. It's a new day, y'all." Now, this seems to be way more coherent than usual things that we read from Britney. So that's a step in the right direction, although she probably didn't write this, but maybe she did. I've noticed there's no use of emojis and stuff. I've gotten used to Britney's style of writing or typing, so I kind of, can notice when something seems off. The punctuation and stuff within this statement and the wording of it all, it's kind of off, but maybe it's just Britney when you caught her in a good mood when she's not spiraling. Now, as you can see, let me point out the main problem here, because a lot of you all can't see it. The main problem here is, for me, is that this woman keeps talking about this trauma and how the whole world's against her. Everyone's bullying her. It's everyone's fault. Everyone's bad but Britney, right? But then she goes on to say, "I know people want to hear my story, so in a book, it may take a year, my book's coming." You see how this all turns into an advertisement for her book? Here she is acting like the TMZ documentary was so bad. And I mean, I watched it, y'all. I watched the whole entire thing. All they did was go over information that we already know about. Information that, by the way, you could find on Britney's Instagram account. There was nothing on that documentary that was worse than what we see every day on her Instagram account. In fact, TMZ took it really easy on Britney. They didn't point out 99.9% of the crazy videos that she posts. They didn't really talk about how she attacks her sons on Instagram and posts nudes while mocking them. They didn't point out that when she does her dancing routines, there's always literal piles of dog crap all over the place in the background of her videos. They didn't touch on hardly anything. They touched on all types of stuff that we already knew about. And then half of the documentary was singing Britney's praises about how she would do wonderful if she went back into the music business and back on tour. And new albums, new books, and it all kind of turned into one big promotion for Britney's book, which made me question, hey, I'm starting to think that Britney and TMZ aren't as at odds as what they want you to believe. TMZ is viewed as the big villain that wants to take Britney down. And then Britney's viewed as the angel who's battling TMZ. In reality, I think they're working together. TMZ runs these stories, so you start getting worried about Britney Spears. You go to Britney Spears' Instagram account, she's acting crazy. And then TMZ and Britney both are telling you, hey, don't worry. If you really want to know what's happening here, just wait for Britney's book. I know a lot of you all can't see that, but I can. And these little interviews that TMZ always gets with Sam, none of you all think that that's set up. It always looks set up. Oh, here's Sam walking by himself. Let's go talk to him. And Sam, unlike other celebrities, always stops and he tells TMZ a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's all staged, folks. At the very least, Sam has scheduled meetings with TMZ so he could give these little interviews and updates about Britney. And in my opinion, maybe even Britney doesn't know it. I think she probably does, But I'm really starting to think, and I want to be clear here. I'm not saying this is concrete fact. I'm just saying what it's starting to look like to me. And I've been pointing this out, and I've been noticing this for a little while. But especially with this last documentary. A lot of it Britney has been so insane on Instagram that anyone could throw a documentary together about it. And it would be better than what TMZ did. I know TMZ has inside information. I know TMZ is very close to this situation. Closer than most. Yet they didn't put together a documentary that was really worth watching. Because it was one big mysterious ad for Britney's book. They even name dropped Britney's book like 5 times throughout the documentary. And here's Britney in her official response to TMZ. It's, oh, I know people, this isn't true. That's not true. I know you want to hear my side of the story. And my book. Maybe you have to wait a year or 2 years. You have to wait until my book comes out. Then I'll respond. Then I'll tell you the truth. Because in order to hear my trauma, I'm so traumatized that I need you all to pay $39.99 for my book to understand why. That's not how people handle real trauma. And the messed up part is, it's got a lot of you all, a lot of Britney fans are emotional. These people are crying online. They think that Britney's had the worst life ever. Meanwhile, their lives are complete crap. And they're sitting here worried about Britney. They're not even worried where's your next meal going to come from? What are you going to do with your future? They're not worried about that. They're worried about, oh my God, what Queen Britney has been through so much. This woman has lived a better life than any of us, all of us combined. Don't waste your time feeling bad for celebrities worth millions of dollars who ruined their own lives because they chose to make bad decisions. You get out there and you make good decisions. Don't waste your time feeling bad for a multi-millionaire that paints herself out to be a victim all the time because she knows nothing else. So once again, this whole little statement is just everyone's bad. Let me bring my father into this. Let me talk about the conservatorship, but oh wait, I can't really talk about the conservatorship because you have to wait until a year or this time or whenever I'm done writing a book that I can't write myself. I just have to sit down and tell someone else what to say so they can write for me. But in a nutshell, that's what I believe is going on here, folks. I know TMZ is public enemy number 1, or I'll say public enemy number 2 because I believe that I've become basically public enemy number 1 for Britney fans. But I honestly think that these two are in cahoots. I can't unsee it at this point. I think these two are in cahoots. And even if Britney has nothing to do with it, the people around her do. Because ain't no way TMZ pulled that many punches in that documentary. Ain't no way that they literally start advertising Britney's book, and in Britney's response, she starts talking about her book. It's all just one big commercial. One big crap show leading up to a book that's going to tell you a whole bunch of nothing, but it is what it is. I'll be reading the book most likely for you all and reacting to it chapter by chapter. If that's what you all would like, let me know down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit the thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.